Hey guys, it's Comment Saturday. Today's video we're going to discuss angles of the fist. Alright, this is a topic which often comes up in conversation in martial arts. Okay, so let's break it down and have a look, okay? And let's see what the advantages and disadvantages are of each one, okay? And take it from there. Okay, so people generally fall into one or two camps. You've got the horizontal camp, which believes in hitting with the two big knuckles here. And then you've got the vertical camp, which believes in hitting with the bottom three knuckles, okay? Now, there is a time and place for both of them, and there's also other variations which are in-betweens, too, okay? We'll get to that later. But first of all, what are the arguments for each one? Okay, and they both have valid arguments, okay? So, when you talk about turning the fist like this, and hitting with the two big knuckles, okay, you have to twist it a little bit, just a little bit, to kind of get that the angle right, okay? You like there's a twisting a little bit there, boom, okay? So the advantage of that is you get that twisting action as one thing, okay? Also, the fact that these are your two biggest knuckles, okay? Much harder to break than the pinky. This is called a boxer's fracture. Pinky is very easy to break, okay? And also, when you do it, when you turn it, it gives you some cover. So if I come here, it gives you some protection. If I do a long-range vertical fist, I am open, which hopefully my skill can help to negate the opponent's attack and just going straight. But having this cover helps there, okay? All right, so those are some advantages of the horizontal fist. Now, the vertical fist, you're hitting with the bottom three, okay? So advantages here is that rather than having it kind of twist it a bit, because if I punch vertical, horizontal, I need to twist it a little bit in order to get the right angle there, okay? Because if I don't twist it, well, I'm just gonna hit with the bottom three, all right? Okay, so yeah. So that's the thing. You don't have to twist your fist in any way, and also you get to use the elbow energy and the power line. Okay, power line. So if you lean on something here and just lean into it. Well, this thing is moving, but if you lean a little bit, you can feel it's very solid. Okay, if I have my elbow out, some energy is leaking out a bit. This is very solid. Okay. But keep in mind, though, that when you throw a horizontal fist, it's not coming. You're not turning it over here, okay? It's coming out vertical most of the way, and then at the last second, it twists over. See, it comes out. Look at my elbow. It's not flying out like this. They call fa jing, flying elbow. You don't want this, okay? But I'll come right out, and there. So if I come right out here, and there I got my protection, and I get my twisting at the end. Just snap it, okay? All right, so that's the thing, okay? So those are the advantages of the vertical fist, okay? You can use a power line, all right? And you also don't have to twist the fist. It's a very natural way. Another thing, too, is having the elbow down. If someone tries to do a takedown, like a shoot or something, then having your elbow down, you can jam them more easily. I can jam. If I come in here, I can use that fist to jam someone. Bang, bang, bang. I can easily come into like a jump style. Okay, when I come here, bang, bang. I can jam them. Okay, as they come in, and also lends itself a lot of trapping and things. Okay, but you will not have the same power. Okay, there's good, so it's a trade-off. Okay, now I know a lot of, Wing Chun people like to tell you that you get the same power with that as you will with a straight right or a left hook. Or that's bullshit. Okay, you won't. Okay, a straight right or a good cross, you're gonna get more power from that. There's no question about that. Okay, all right, but it's give and take, right? You have to look at the pros and cons of each thing and figure out what makes most sense in that moment. Okay. Now, other angles is that you've got, uppercut, when the fist will twist upwards like that, okay? Again, you're getting a drilling, instead of twisting this way, you're twisting this way, all right? So again, it kind of comes vertical, and then a little snap at the end, there. Bang, bang, okay? All right? If I'm doing a hook, it tends to be a bit more like a 45 degree. Boom! But instead of doing a high hook like this, right, where I'm a bit more exposed, I prefer to keep the elbow down, more like a Wing Chun type hook, and I can just kind of whip it out there. So that way, I'm going around the opponent's guard, But if someone tries to come underneath it, I might catch them. Right? Let's say someone tries to do a roll, right? I might catch them there. Boom, boom. Okay. It might work, it might not work, but nothing's guaranteed, right? You know. But yeah. So you know those. So you can see, you're starting to see how you know, you don't want to ever think that there's only one way to do it. There are many ways of doing it. Okay. Another way to do it is by throwing the inverted fist, where it's actually like this, where the pinky is high. Okay. And this can be good because, well, there's actually a kind of hook where you throw this way when it comes around like that, kind of. This was thrown a lot in the old bare knuckle days. So I'm hitting with the knuckles here, but it's coming like around here. So a good thing about that is that even if someone tries to do a little block or something like that, I come in here, I might still be able to snake around and get them anyway. Bang, bang, right? It's nice, a vertical down here. Fake, bang, fake and go around, bang, okay? Or I can do a straight punch of that to get a little more protection, okay? Body, or straight go to body, or head too, okay? All right. I remember in toilet foot, when I was doing toilet foot at Hung Luk Kung Fu, we used to do what they called chop choi. Chop choi, and it was sometimes done with a panther fist or with a regular fist. Either way, worked, okay? And what we would do is that when we did what we call a yang chop choi, going upwards, it would be more vertical. Well, when we did a yin chop choi, yang is rising, yin is falling, going down. When we do a yin chop choi, going downward, it was inverted. So up, boom, up, boom. So that's what we do. He would go yang chop, yin chop, yang chop, yin chop. You know, that's how they used to do it. And we do drills up and down the floor like that, okay? But using the different angles, like yang, okay? All right, and of course you have to have the other hand up too. Okay, okay. So that's but all of these are using the face, what they call the face of the fist. This middle part here, this big part here, the striking surface here. However, your fist is multi-sided. Okay. So in the Chinese way of looking at the fist, they look at the whole fist as a weapon with the different sides of it. So this is the face of the fist. This is the back of the fist, okay? I can do knuckles, I can do the back of the hand too, okay? Bang, bang, okay? This is the wheel of the fist, right? Hammer fist, right? The wheel of the fist. And lastly, this is the eye of the fist, okay? Which is not, generally speaking, you're not going to get the same kind of power, right? But it's good, like a kind of a shocking move. You get someone on the side of the face here, bang, right? Maybe I do a little fake, boom, boom, right? Something like that, boom, and then come in with a back fist or whatever, okay? I could do a little fake here, stun him here, bang, bang, or whatever I want, whatever I feel like doing, I guess, okay? But that is a strike though, okay? And again, in Choi Lei Felt, we used to do this kind of thing where we would do what we call a Gua Choi, which is the back fist, right? And then we do a Sao Choi after that. Gua Choi, Sao Choi. So the thing is, I could hit with that, although it's not really recommended. It's really recommended more with the forearm, okay? Because if you're using that kind of downward power, it's very easy to injure your fist because you're going this way. That's a lot of stress on your wrist there. So much better to hit with the forearm. Like that, come down here, Gua Choi, like that too. Maybe it's here, but it's more like this part here. Okay? I could even do it this way, or I could even do like a hammer fist too. Hammer fist also. Maybe I can get him on the neck here. Bang, bang, and there's your hammer fist, your wheel of the fist. Bang, bang. Okay. So again, to sum up, okay, we've got different angles of fist, but we also have different parts of the fist. And don't forget that too, okay? You don't ever want to be limited. You don't want to ever have any limitations. You want to always use every part of your you want to use every part of your fist, okay? And even looking at a weapon here, you know what? Look at this. Be back in a second. There. Now we got a weapon here. Now look at this. Okay, not only do I have the blade here, but look, I got the flat side here. So if I'm doing like a pak sao, for example, a parry, look, bang, there's a parry with the sword here. Hit the flat edge and come in, okay? Flat edge, okay? I've also got this. Look, I'll punch in the face. There's brass knuckles, boom, okay? Look, I got this. There's a hammer fist. What if I'm in really close? Bang, okay? If you watch the Obi-Wan show, when Obi-Wan was fighting with Darth Vader, he used the butt of his lightsaber to smash up Darth Vader's control box here in the stomach, and Vader's like, yeah. So there you go, right? Don't forget that. Bang, bang. Okay, use anything. What about this, right? Stick it in your eye, okay? Okay, what about that? Okay, you see, you don't ever want to have any limitation. Whether you're talking about a blade, whether you're talking about your fist, right? Palm, I can do a. There's a chop here, okay? There's a chop here. There's a chop here. Ridge hand, okay? So lots of options there, okay? So getting back to the original point, what's the better angle? Okay, vertical fist or horizontal fist? Well, I think I made it clear. Both, okay? Depending on the situation, okay? I'll tell you this, there are far too many people who are only in one camp or the other, and they refuse to look at the other. Okay, I remember I made a post about this some time ago, a written post. I was talking about the vertical fist, and some wise ass on Facebook puts down a laughing emoji. Ha ha ha. Okay. Oh well, so you think there's no room for a vertical fist, right? It has to be horizontal. There's nothing else, right? Okay, buddy. Okay, you want to be that close-minded? Go ahead. Okay, but for those of us who are more open-minded and want to learn and see how other people fight, and which will make our game better, well, you can look at different angles. And not only different angles, but different parts of the fist. Remember, face of the fist, back of the fist, wheel of the fist, eye of the fist. Okay? All right? And they're all good, okay? And one more thing, remember, is that when you're looking, when they say sao, like in Cantonese, my Cantonese sucks, by the way, okay? But I do know a few words, okay? But when they say sao in Cantonese, it's the hand and the whole forearm, actually, not only the hand. So, yes, I could do a hammer fist like this, the wheel of fist, but I can also hit with the whole forearm here, okay? I can say I want to hit with the eye of the fist, but I can hit with all of this here. When I mentioned the sao choi, right? Bang, 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 right? Bang, bang, okay? I can hit with that part of the forearm too, okay? Back fist here. Well, look. If I do this part here, I can do this. Maybe I'll hit the back of the fist, but the forearm too. This could be like in Bagua, it's known as like a blocking strike. Okay, here, blocking strike. Okay. So the main thing I'm getting at is open your mind and see the potential for everything. See everything as a potential weapon, okay? And like I said before, right? That goes for blades too, okay? Okay. So anyway, that's the very long answer for a simple question. Which fist is better? Neither is better. You need them both. Depends on the situation, okay? Don't limit yourself, okay? Use every weapon possible at your disposal, okay? And be open to any situation, okay? The last thing you want to do is be in a real situation and need a weapon, but not have practiced it. It's the last thing you want, okay? You want to have everything razor sharp, okay? All right, that's the video. Any questions? As always, let me know. I'll see you guys soon.